Ravi Lulla here from Bluejay Banner and BluejayBanner.com. In this episode, the first one of the 2018-2019 season of Bluejay Breakdown, we're going to look at some plays from the Ohio State game. Specifically, it's the difference between having Tyshon Alexander on the floor and the dramatic difference that made for the Jays in their offensive production. If you remember, with about 10 minutes left in the first half, got a second foul, and the Jays, after getting off to a pretty good start, basically got shut down offensively for the rest of the half. Then in the second half, once he came back in, they scored on 3 straight possessions and had a very good second half until the last couple of minutes where they got outscored and ended up losing the game. However, just wanted to give you some looks at why Tyshon Alexander was so effective against Ohio State, and even without having the ball. And the term for that we like to call it's the player's gravity. He pulls the defense towards him. You see that a lot with the NBA and some of their advanced metrics. They'll measure the gravity of a player. You'll see that here with Tyshon Alexander as well. And you'll probably hear my dogs running around the house as part of this video also. But we'll take a look here and you'll see the difference, even without touching the ball, that Tyshon Alexander has on the offense. This first play is just for context. It's one of the first possessions of the game for the Jays. Tyshon Alexander gets an open 3 in transition. He dropped 20 against ETSU, and now he's getting going early against Ohio State, taking even more of their defensive focus. On this play here, you'll see Tyshon Alexander doesn't even have the ball, really doesn't even do much away from the ball, but because he just hit that 3, this is just a couple possessions after that, Ohio State is that much more concerned with him on the scouting report. You'll see one for Ohio State come all the way out, completely forgetting about Damian Jefferson. Mitch Ballock makes a nice pass, get an easy dunk for Damian Jefferson, and just the gravity of Tyshon Alexander pulls that defender away and gets him open for that dunk. This one here is another play where you'll see just the presence of Tyshon Alexander and his ability as a ball handler and a scorer. Brings the defense up away from where it needs to be. You'll see that defender has to leave Martin Krompel to come over to Tyshon Alexander to contest that shot because he's made one of those already in the game, and that's where you see that lob attempt be successful. This one here is a very simple play. You'll see Tyshon Alexander on the ball screen. Martin Krompel slips it, and you'll see everybody for Ohio State's on 2/3 of the floor, leaving Davion Mintz wide open for a 3 on that crackback pass. Just the pull of Tyshon Alexander with the ball makes everybody on that defense move and leave Davion Mintz open. This next play here you'll see is another one where just the gravity of Tyshon Alexander with the ball pulls the entire defense basically onto one half of the floor. You'll see not much going on. The floor is spread. Mitch Ballock has the ball. Defenders are in their true defensive positions. The ball gets swung around to Tyshon Alexander, and you'll see all of a sudden everybody on the floor is basically on one side of that Big East logo in the lane. Easy skip pass to Mitch Ballock and an open 3. And that gave the Jays a 4-point lead late in the game. That would be the largest and the last lead that they had. Now this possession here is what you can see without Tyshon Alexander on the floor, some options that they have. So you've got, instead of having Tyshon Alexander, you've got the bigs, Jacob Epperson in this case, have the ball, and everybody from Ohio State is forced to come down to deal with that, leaving Marcus Zagorowski wide open on the 3-point line for an easy knockdown jumper. That's another way the Jays can get the defense all on one part of the floor in order to get open looks for other people, but those bigs really need to step up.